Right, so we'll get started. Usually when we think of the term, right, we usually think about hackers, especially with the media outlets portraying the term. So when you think about cybersecurity, you think about hackers, right? But then within InfoSec, it's really not the case, right? There's actually a lot of different domains within the cybersecurity industry. So I have a list over here that you can take a look. So we have the security architecture, we have security operations, we have governments, and physical security. So does anybody have any clues, just from your own knowledge, what these roles are? Any guesses?
Security architect, I think they designed the overall security framework of the company.
Okay. That's a good guess. That's actually pretty true. Yes, as you said, security architecture is mostly involved with setting up the infrastructure of your new IT infrastructure. Um, Security operations usually is the day-to-day operations within the IT infrastructure. So after the infrastructure is set up, right, you have a team of SecOps to come in and do your daily operations, whether it's incident response or looking at tickets, things like that. And then we have governance, right? Governance is usually related to making sure the company is following the organization's policy, making sure that the company is abiding by the laws wherever it's dealing with whichever customer it's dealing with, right? So if it's an international company like Amazon, right? Then it has to follow international laws along with state laws and uh, their own country's laws, right? So we'll talk about this more in the next week when it's in governance. And then we have physical security, right? So this is something that we commonly forget about in cybersecurity because when you talk about cybersecurity, we usually think about something that is digital, right? But it's not always the case, right? Because when we have a data center, data centers have to be in the physical location. And when we talk about a smaller company, they might not have a data center. It might just be a single machine running in the closet of a room inside the company, right? Now, physical security is really important because if anybody can access that room and just unplug the cables or try to take away the machine, then that will destroy the entire company, right? So physical security is also a major thing that we usually need to think about when we're talking about cybersecurity. So, but these are the major domains, and there's a lot more for us to take a look at. There's also threat intelligence, career development, and user education. These are not the full list, but a few of the more common ones. So, threat intelligence involves researching and analyzing the evidence-based knowledge about existing or emerging threats, right? So, when we talk about threat intelligence, usually it's related to the guys who are part of the security operations team. So we need to find out what are the newly common threats, what are some of the newer vulnerabilities, what are the new 0 days that are being used in the wild, right? So once we know all of these, then we can try to help the organization be better prepared against any threats. And then career development and user education. So if you are in the domain and you don't want to get into too technical, you can choose these career paths as well.